Hey everyone, welcome back to Sunita's English Adventure. Now, today we're going to learn some of my favorite idioms that native speakers actually use in real life. Now, before we begin, let me tell you something. I absolutely love idioms. They make English colorful, expressive, and fun. But I don't recommend using too many idioms just because you have learned them. Think of idioms like spices in food. A little bit can make your language more interesting, but too much can spoil the dish. So use idioms to decorate your English, not the other way around. And remember, don't just memorize them. Learn when to use them. Understand the situation, understand the feeling behind the idiom, and then start using it naturally. All right, then, let's get the ball rolling. And yes, that's our first idiom of the day. Let's get the ball rolling. What does this mean? It simply means to start something. Think about a football match. Nothing happens until someone kicks the ball and gets the game started. That's exactly what this idiom means. You can use it when you're starting a project, a meeting, an event, or even a conversation. Imagine you're planning your child's birthday party. Everyone is standing around waiting for instructions, and you say, "Come on, everyone, let's get the ball rolling and start decorating." Now, picture a team meeting that's been going on for 20 minutes. Everyone is discussing ideas, but nobody is taking action. You might say, "All right, let's get the ball rolling." So, whenever you want people to stop waiting and start doing, this is a great idiom to use. Now, once something has started, you can't relax completely. You need to stay alert, and that brings us to our next idiom: stay on your toes. Stay on your toes. Does this mean standing on your actual toes? Of course not. It means staying alert, focused, and ready for anything unexpected. Imagine you're shopping with two energetic children. One minute, they're next to you, and the next minute, they are looking at toys somewhere else. You need to stay on your toes. Or imagine you're working in fast changing industry where things changes every day. Your manager might say, "Stay on your toes. Things are moving quickly." So whenever you want to talk about being alert and prepared, use this idiom. And when everyone is alert and contributing properly, teamwork becomes much easier. Which brings us to our next idiom: pull your weight. Everyone should pull their weight. This means everyone should do their fair share of the work. Imagine you're preparing for a family gathering. One person is cooking, another is cleaning, and someone else is arranging the decorations. Everything works smoothly because everyone is pulling their weight. Now imagine a group project where one person does all the work while everyone else disappears. That's exactly the opposite of pulling your weight. You can use this idiom when you want to talk about responsibility and teamwork. And for teamwork to work well, everyone needs to understand the plan. On the same page. Let's get on the same page. No, this doesn't mean opening the same page in a book. It means having the same understanding about something. Imagine parents discussing rules for their children. If one parent says yes and the other says no, things get confusing. They need to get on the same page. Or before we begin a project, a manager might say, "Let's make sure we are all on the same page before we begin." So use this idiom whenever people need a shared understanding. Quick recap now. So far, we have learned get the ball rolling, that means start something. Stay on your toes, stay alert. Pull your weight, do your fair share of work. On the same page, have the same understanding. Now, can you make a sentence using one of these idioms? Pause the video and give it a try. In the loop. Keep me in the loop. This means keep me informed, keep me updated. Suppose your child's school is planning an event. You might tell another parent, "Please keep me in the loop." That means please keep me informed. Or if a client is making changes to a project, you may tell your colleagues, "Keep me in the loop." A very useful expression for everyday life. And speaking of learning and growing, let's move to an idiom every learner loves. Get the hang of it. I finally got the hang of it. This means you finally learned how to do something after some practice. When we first learn something, it usually feels difficult. But with time and practice, things become easier. Imagine learning how to drive. At first, everything feels confusing, and after a while, you get the hang of it. The same thing happens with English. Don't worry if you're making mistakes right now, you'll get the hang of it. And what if your first attempt doesn't work? Well, back to the drawing board. Back to the drawing board means starting again with a new plan. Imagine you try a new recipe and it turns out terrible. You laugh and say, back to the drawing board. Back to the drawing board. This idiom reminds us that failure is not the end. Sometimes it's simply the beginning of a better plan. And while creating new plans, don't be afraid to be creative. Think outside the box. This means thinking creatively and differently. Imagine your children are bored during summer vacation. Instead of giving them a phone, you create a treasure hunt around the house. That's thinking outside the box. Whenever traditional methods don't work, this idiom fits perfectly. Now, after all this work and problem solving, everyone deserves a break. Let your hair down. This means relax and enjoy yourself. After a long week of responsibilities, you finally sit down with your favorite movie. You're letting your hair down. After a stressful project, a team may go out for dinner and let their hair down. Life isn't only about work. Sometimes you need to relax too. So let your hair down means to relax. Keep your fingers crossed. This means hoping for good luck. Imagine your child is waiting for exam results. You're keeping your fingers crossed. Or you have applied for a job and you are waiting for a response. You're keeping your fingers crossed. It's a lovely idiom because it expresses hope. Cut yourself some slack, one of my personal favorites. This means don't be too hard on yourself. Many people feel guilty because they feel they are not doing enough, but sometimes they are already doing so much. Managing work, family responsibilities, and personal goals isn't easy. So if you're trying your best, cut yourself some slack. Now, quick recap. Get the hang of it. That means learn something through practice. Back to the drawing board. Start again. Think outside the box. Be creative. Let your hair down means relax. Keep your fingers crossed. Hope for good luck. Cut yourself some slack. Be kinder to yourself. And with that, let's wrap things up. Now, before you go, let me tell you something. Don't try to learn all the idioms in one day. That's easier said than done, right? Instead, pick 2 or 3 idioms that you genuinely like, write them down, create your own examples, use them in conversations with your friends, family members, colleagues, or even while talking to yourself in English. Because the goal is not to memorize idioms, the goal is to make them a natural part of your English. And trust me, once you start using them in real situations, you'll get the hang of them much faster. Tell me in the comments which idiom from today's lesson was your favorite. And can you make a sentence using it? I'll be reading your comments. If you found this lesson helpful, don't forget to like the video, share it with your friends who is learning English, and subscribe to Sunita's English Adventure for more practical English lessons. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. Until next time, keep learning, keep speaking, keep smiling, and most importantly, enjoy the journey. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye everyone.